Hello everyone, welcome again to our YouTube channel. It's yet another good time that we are meeting here in our online channel, and in our video today we'll be discussing about how we admitted our kids to school when we first came here in the United States. So stay back, relax, and watch with me until the end. As you all know, when you move to the United States, you are not allowed to stay with school-going kids in the house for so long. If you do so, you will be questioned why they are not in school. So when we came here, we stayed for like a week, trying to settle one or two things around. So at the same time, we moved to the school which was near our host's apartment. Then we tried to inquire whether they can admit the kids to school. They told us that they don't admit kids direct like that. They gave us a link to the school district where we called the school district, and they told us the procedure which we were to follow for the kids to be admitted in the school. So the first thing they asked us is about our address, our host's address, or where he stays. So from there, they will be able to look at the schools that were close to the host's address. So after that, they sent us a link. Then we filled the forms online with the specific schools that they told us. After that, we submitted. And in this online form, they requested us to upload our kids' birth certificate and the classes they were in before we moved to the United States. Like our son was in grade 6 when we came from Kenya, and our girl was in grade 4. So when we applied for the same and they gave us the feedback, our son was taken to grade 7 and the girl was taken to grade 3. So they looked at the age. Here in the United States, kids are placed in the classes with their age mates. If your kid is 9 years, he will be placed in the class of her or his age mates here in the United States. So that's why our son was taken to grade 7 and the girl was taken to grade 3. In Kenya, our son Drake went to school, while the girl went to school earlier. So that's why they realized that she was ahead of her age mates, so they took her back to grade 3. So after that, they also called us after a day, requesting for more documents. So they requested proof of residence, that we are here legally in the United States. So we took a picture of our passport page with the visa and the stamp, and we sent them. They also requested further information or proof of residence in the address that we provided. So they wanted to know that we really live in the address that we provided. So they requested for exact energy statement, the statement our host uses to pay electricity, or they also requested something else if there was no statement of exact energy. So they requested other documents which we didn't have. So at this time, when we were applying for these schools, our host had traveled back home. So our host left us with a friend. So we tried to contact the friend. Then we called back the school district, telling them that we cannot get the exact energy statement. So they also told us that they will send us another form for the migrants, that we fill our personal information, the kids' information, and the classes they have been admitted, and the schools they have been admitted. Then after that, we were to take the form to the public notary officer. A notary officer here is like a magistrate or something like an advocate who will sign after going through the forms that the information that we have given is correct and we are the same people with the form. So we did that. Our host friend took us to the notary. Then the notary signed for us. After that, we uploaded the form to the school district, to the person who was in charge of admissions. So after like 3 days, we got the admission letters online. We downloaded. We were also advised to also fill a form for meals for the kids. That's breakfast and lunch, and for the school transport system, for the school bus, for our kids to be picked from our houses to the school. So we did that, and then after a few days, we got the feedback that we qualify for the school meals, but we don't qualify for the school transportation means. Reason being, we live near the schools where our kids are to be admitted. So when the day for going to school came, we did the shopping for the kids. That is the stationery, pencils, books, and school bags and the like. Then we took them to school. It was near, like 2 miles. So we first took our girl to an elementary school. And then after that, we took the son to middle school, which was also like half a mile away from the elementary school. Here in the United States, elementary schools are in a different compound or in a different area, while middle schools are also in a different environment or area, while high schools are also in a different area. It's very rare to get, like in Colorado, that all the school, elementary, middle school, and high school in the same compound. They try to separate them, but they are not far apart from each other. So in the girls' school, we went direct to principal's office. Then she was received. Then the class teacher came, picked her to school, to the class, and the same thing happened to the boy. And they were given the gate pass. They were taken photos, which was attached to the gate pass, or a badge that is given to them to allow them pass through gates to the school. And in Colorado and many states which experience snow, the school system or the school structures, they are like a box. Box meaning that they have got central gates or doors which are locked completely. So when you are inside, everything is done, is like you are inside the house, such that to maintain heat energy for the kids during winter. So everything is within that box, even the playing grounds. For example, the small stadiums inside the school, they are in that box. And only the outside, which is not fenced. So after that, we went home. Later in the evening, we went pick them from school. And at this time, we had not started driving, even though we had done our driving tests and we passed, of which we were given interim driving license. But we had no car. And when you are given the interim driving license, you are not supposed to drive the car alone without an experienced driver sitting next to you. So our host was not there. Our host friend stays some miles away, so we could not be able to disturb him each and every day to come and assist us pick the kids to school and drop them from school. So in this case, we used to take them to school in the morning, pick them from school in the afternoon. So we did that for like a month. After we got our jobs, we bought a second-hand car, and at that time we had done our practicals and we were given the DL driving license, so we could take them to school and then pick them to school. So that's what we do even up to today, that we take them to school and we pick them from school. The school buses, later on they told us we can apply. We said no, because we had also learned that school buses are complicated in one way or another, because you have to be there for the kid to be picked to school, and you have to be there for the kid to be dropped from school. So we say that one will not work for us. It's better we drop them and pick them from school. So guys, much of the things concerning our settlement in the United States, as I always tell you, we did them by ourselves. We were unlucky. By the time we came, we already stayed with our host for 2 weeks, and he had some issues back home which he had to travel and sort them out. So much of the things like school, the admission of kids to school, we did by ourselves because we had done some researches, or wherever we had issues, we could go online, do more research, and know how to go about it. Jobs, we applied our jobs by ourselves. By the time our host came to the United States, after 2 months, we had gotten a job. We had been paid for like 2 months. We had bought a car. So you can see, we had even gone to change email address, where we could indicate our names in the email address that he uses. Because without having your surname indicated in the mail address that your host is using, much of your documents will come and bounce. They will never leave a document with a different name other than those ones inside the mailbox of your host. So we did that one, and so many other things that we had done, driving, we got our licenses, we had our insurance, and so many other things. Students, we have enrolled them in insurance which are free for the kids from age 1 to 18 years and the like. So we had done so many things by the time he came back. So we stayed with him for a month after he had come. Then from there, we moved to our own apartment. We had even, I forgot to tell you, we had even sourced and looked for an apartment within the same environment where I had lived. Then we had even inquired about the conditions and the requirement for this apartment. So whatever was remaining, it was someone to refer us to those apartments. So when he came, he referred us to apartments. Then we signed the papers. After a month, he assisted us move to our new apartment, where we still live up to now. Even though he later on moved to another state, then we are still in Colorado, and we are here to stay. It's a good place, and we like it. Thank you guys. For those ones who also asked about bullying in schools, here is not all that pronounced. But if your kid is found bullying others, the parent will be first called to school to sort out the issue with the class teacher or the school administration. If the problem persists, the kid will be sent home to stay with you for a while. That's suspension. Then you talk to your kid, and when you feel like now the kid has changed, you take the kid back to school under new conditions that they will provide you with. So bullying is not all that we can say like any other countries where we come from. Here it is strict. Whatever you do, the teachers are monitoring you as kids. So it's not easy that bullying can go unnoticed in school. And we have cameras all over in schools. So there's no way someone can keep on bullying others and the kids keep quiet. The moment a kid reports the other one that she has done this to her, then that kid will be summoned, and the parent will also be summoned to school to sort out the issue. Thank you guys. Let's keep on sharing, keep on posting more topics to be discussed, and I will be glad to answer you when time comes. Thank you, and may God bless you all.